Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or
Good morning, clubbers, and of course, welcome to another edition of the Wake Up Club. It's a terrific Tuesday in the Isle of Spice. Outside is looking really good. We had a little rain this morning. The place is a bit damp, but you could see that the sun is going to peak shortly. This morning I woke up with a lot of gratitude. I'm grateful for life, for good health, grateful for the opportunities that are there, that are presenting themselves every day. Very excited to be, in the bustle and hustle of the cruise ship season. I'm happy to see so many cruise ships, touching down in St. George's, and of course, seeing all the activity that's been happening, seeing the spice vendors in their element, seeing a lot of the creative people, the entertainers making a dollar. So, I'm always happy when I'm seeing great things happening around me. I want to say a special good morning to all the clubbers. We know that you have options. You could be tuned into so many different things. We're appreciative that you're on the Ride Along Network and that you are tuned in to the Wake Up Club. We've got a really exciting show this morning. We're going to be talking about a very important issue, men's health. We're going to be chatting with Mr. Simon Samuel and Mr. Anthony Henry, and of course they represent the Walnut Foundation. They're dedicated to Black men's health and prostate support. They're a support group, committed to improving the health and well-being of men. So definitely we're going to be speaking to them about the great work they're doing, what's the genesis behind the foundation. And I definitely want to dive into this because when I was doing my research, I realized that, this is a cancer that predominantly affects people like me, Black men and men of Caribbean descent. So it's something that we really need to pay close attention to. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be chatting about what irks Kirk, and then we're going to meet these two extraordinary gentlemen. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folk. And of course, this segment is called What Irks Kirk. And to be quite honest with you, I'm going to use a little Caribbean vernacular. I feel real stupidity talking about it. I feel old talking about it because, it just is, it's stupid for me. And I'm talking about dating now. There's this young man I know. He's from a single parent family. And of course, he's putting himself through school because, he wants to get ahead. So, often if I have a little yard work or I need the car washed, I didn't have to call him. He knocking on the door to see how he could, make a little change to support himself and his mother, single parent, trying to develop himself and become the man that he wants to be. And I admire that because there's so many other young men that just sitting on the wayside or sitting on the block and letting life happen to them. So, I was saying to him, I said, listen, every weekend you here struggling and I admire that. But the old talk, I say, what happened? Why aren't you dating? And he says to me, Mr. Sitahal, you ancient dating hard. I say, what do you mean dating hard? I say, back in my days, you meet a girl or you meet a guy and you like them, you take them to KFC, you go and you sit down and you have a slice of pizza, or you take them to the ice cream shop. The man started to laugh at me. He tell me you can't take a girl to KFC anymore. You can't take a girl to Pizza Hut anymore. You can't take them just for ice cream anymore. That they want to go places like, what they call the bar on the beach, the umbrellas. And I had to sit down and really reevaluate my thought, because back in my days, when you go on a date, your worth wasn't determined by where you took the girl, or her value wasn't determined by which restaurant she ate at. It was about you getting to know each other. So you take a girl, you say, okay, we're going to KFC. You're more concerned about, putting on the best shirt you have to make the right impression, whether you're smelling good, whether she would like you, And then I realized that maybe, I said, I'll tell her, I feel like a stupid. Yeah, maybe the conversation is different because maybe dating is different now. And I understand the pressures that young people are under, because, back in my days, it was only who know you're going on a date. But now, I know the pressure of having the whole world, everybody on the internet, part of your relationship, And I just wanted to it's short this morning because it's stupid to me that a young woman value is based on where you take her to eat, and your value is placed on your pocket and how much you can spend. It's no longer on integrity, loyalty, whether you're kind, whether you're motivated, whether you are ambitious. It's about the pocket and it's about the impression. And as they say, the views and the likes, that a person's value is now placed on what they can do for you. And I sit down and I think to myself, I say maybe the world has gone crazy, or maybe I am just ancient, because I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. And then I ask myself, when you're dating somebody, you're looking to see what they could bring to the relationship, because it's an investment for life. So women, listening right now, I think we have to reevaluate what we look for when we're dating. And guys, you too, because what are you bringing to the relationship beside a pretty face? And I know the roles have changed. I'm not telling you, woman, that you have to learn to cook and clean, because you might be the type of person that, is entrepreneurial, and you could hire a maid when you get into the relationship, and you could hire a cook. But I have to ask you, are you nurturing? What else you bring into the relationship beside the looks? Are you nurturing? Are you motivating? Okay? Are you spiritual? Can you help him with financial management? Are you nurturing? What are you bringing to the relationship beside having a pretty face? Okay? And fellas, the same thing. Are you loyal? Are you ambitious? Maybe something's wrong with me. And I know I'm rambling this morning because I'm still trying to figure it out. And then I say to myself too, we're in a different world. We're in a world where maybe you're all not dating for life partners. Maybe you're all dating to hook up, because I know we're in this hookup mentality. Listen, I remember when I used to say, Lord, what's wrong with my parents? Boy, they're so old and ancient. And I realized I reach in the same boat. So I just putting it out there. We're going to dive into it another day. This segment is just what irks me and what is bothering me right now, because I think that we're losing a sense of what's right and wrong. And maybe I'm ancient. Maybe we're not dating to find partners that we could build together anymore. Maybe we're dating in a hookup world where it's not serious. You know, so if you're hooking up with me, damn well can't carry me KFC. He had to spend money on me. I don't know. But that's what irks me this morning. And I want us to really evaluate. If you're looking at this program right now, forget about whether you're looking good. You know, think about what it is you're bringing to any relationship that you're going into. We take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be chatting with the folk from the Walnut Foundation. We'll be right back.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or
Welcome back to the Wake Up Club. And of course, this morning we're going to be talking about the work of the Walnut Foundation. We're going to be talking about prostate cancer. Definitely something we need to be talking about as Caribbean people. Whether you're a man or a woman, this affects you. You know, we're brothers, we're sisters, we're sons, you know, we're grandparents. We've got to be targeting and talking about issues that affect us as a people. This morning, I am, happy to have Mr. Simon Samuel and Mr. Anthony Henry on the program. Gentlemen, welcome to the Wake Up Club.
Welcome, Kirk. Thanks for having us. Appreciate the connection. Good morning. I think you call yourself clubbers.
Yes.
Good morning, clubbers.
We're clubbers and we're riders because we're the Wake Up Club and we're on the Ride Along Network. So, gentlemen, welcome to the program. You're both Caribbean men. Could you tell me a little bit about your background? We start first with you, Mr. Henry.
Yeah, so I'm from Jamaica originally. Spent the first 15 years of my life there. Moved to Canada in 1976. I currently reside here, and I'm a part of the Walnut Foundation.
Okay.
I'm the president currently.
Okay. Simon, what I will tell you, welcome home. Simon, tell us a little bit about yourself. Simon seems
good. Thank you for the opportunity you have given to us to give that information to the men and also to the family of the of Grenada and the whole Caribbean, even the entire world, because this broadcast is broadcasting all over. So I do appreciate the opportunity. My name is Simon Samuel. I'm originally from Grenada, Del Hall to be precise, and I went to Wester Hall and migrated to Canada in 1990. And I'm a prostate cancer survivor, which is in 2007 I was diagnosed. And shortly after, we started this Walnut Foundation. And myself and the other co-founder, Dr. Winston Isaac, who passed away several years ago. And now we have our good president here with us, who's driving, who's steering the wheel, I'm just the conductor behind it, just trying to help, push that information. But just gonna dive in a little bit more on my what I do. So I am the vice president of the Walnut Foundation. I'm also the vice president of the Grenada Day Cultural Association in Toronto. I'm also the president of the Wester Hall Community Inc. That's in Wester Hall, and a member of the Grenada Independent Planning Committee in Toronto. So I have a full slate of things that I do, and it's my pleasure to serve community. I love community service. I'm a community activist, and plus I have my job. I'm also a property manager. For this year, it's going to be 32 years since I've been. I'm a property manager. Okay,
definitely. Like, Simon, when we touched base yesterday, You told me, listen, go to the website and see the work we're doing. So I wanted to do my research. And yes, I know prostate cancer has been around for many years, but when I started to do the research, it opened my eyes of how vulnerable I am as a Black man and as a Caribbean man. So I want to, first of all, commend you guys for the work you're doing with the Walnut Foundation. But can you tell me about the genesis of the Walnut Foundation? How did it come together, and what does the Walnut Foundation do, gentlemen?
Yes.
Okay. So the Walnut Foundation was founded in 2007 by, of course, Simon Samuel here and Dr. Winston Isaac. Dr. Isaac is a Kittian originally. And the issue for them at the time was that, there was this secrecy around prostate cancer, still is. And so, when they were diagnosed and were going through their journey, they realized that, there just wasn't a lot of information out there. Nobody wanted to talk. So once they recovered from their disease, they thought, well, what can we do to make a difference? So I consider myself fortunate to have known these men and, the work that they put in to get the process started. And so what we aim to do is to educate community about this disease of prostate cancer. We do this through monthly meetings to the community. We speak to community groups, church groups, and others. We also engage with the wider community and the public health institutions in Canada. The challenge for Black men in particular, and men from the Caribbean, is we're at the top when it comes to diagnosis for prostate cancer and mortality, so deaths from prostate cancer. And just to give you you mentioned the statistics, globally, the death per 100,000 is 7.7 per 100,000. But when you look at Caribbean countries, when you look at Barbados, it's like 40.3 per 100,000. Haiti, 40.2 per 100,000. Jamaica, 39.4 per 100,000. Trinidad, 39.9 per 100,000. St. Lucia, 32.6 per 100,000. So the deaths are off the charts. Similarly for West African countries and African countries generally. Places like Zimbabwe, you're looking at 41.7 per 100,000. Zambia, 40, right? Again, as compared to 7.7 per 100,000. So our death rates from this disease is off the charts. And you know what? If we have to take responsibility for this, and even though we're based in Toronto, we also have to reach back out to, the source where we're coming from, to say, hey guys, look at what the global stats look like. We're all in this together. And so I'm really appreciative of you having us on the call this morning to talk about the stats and some of these issues, because we need to be talking to each other, to encourage each other, to get to screening early, for us to know our family history, and so on and so forth, which is critical. Many of us don't know our family history. I myself am one of 4 family members impacted by prostate cancer. Okay. And when you go through, speak to a lot of the men who call in, you hear the same kind of thing. My dad, my brother, had prostate cancer, died from prostate cancer. And this doesn't have to be.
Okay, definitely. Now, Simon, I wanted to chat with you on this. And I know it's personal, but, you're here. Prostate cancer survival rate is 90% once identified and treated on time. Simon, you are a survivor. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey?
Sure. Kurt, when I was so I was diagnosed at 49, and I had surgery at age 50,
Mm-hmm.
and it was one of the most difficult most difficult experience, as at age 49, 50, had to undergo a surgery of prostate cancer. Well, let me step back a bit. Everything was working okay. I had no symptoms at all in terms of feeling sick or have any, like I said, the symptoms that I was feeling different. I just go to a regular, do my regular checkup, and then my doctor do the digital examination and the PSA, and then we decide, okay, well, the numbers are up, so let us have a second opinion, which he sent me to do a second opinion from the urologist, and my numbers definitely was up. But again, like I said, there was no symptom. And I want to reiterate on no symptoms. It's very important, Kurt, that, I hope the men are taking note on that. You don't want to wait until you cannot go to the bathroom, or you're going into the bathroom regularly, or you see blood in the urine, and a whole lot of different symptoms. You want to constantly check your doctor to make sure that if there is any activities in the prostate, they pick it up instantly. That would save your life. You know, uh, One of the things that our former co-founder always said, that men do not have to die from prostate cancer, and we get the numbers. We saw the numbers, and didn't just do the numbers there. And if we as men take care of ourselves, we do not have to go through that. You know, the problem is when we go through that, we're being selfish if we don't do it early, because now we leave our children, or our wives and children, suffering for us, because we ignore what we're supposed to do as men. So now our wives are all, you know, confused. The children are confused. The father is going through this horrible sickness. Eventually, if it's too late, then that's the end of you. So with my journey now, I realized that, when my doctors gave me that information, I had to take matters into my own hand. Kurt, when we started this foundation, there was no organization for black men,
Okay.
no organization period for black men. And I sit there, and I wonder, and I said, there's no way I can have turned, until my wife, who passed away 2 years ago, may she rest in peace. She knew the gentleman, which is the other co-founder, Dr. Winston Isaac. She also from St. Kitts, he from St. Kitts. And that's where we made the connection. He called me, and we decided to talk. We talked for about over 2.5 hours, and decided to start this, because we see it is very important to have a foundation that men could feel comfortable to come and talk about prostate cancer, what they are experiencing. So here we are today having this conversation, and I do appreciate that you've given us the opportunity to express and let us know that we care. We as men, we care for the other man on the and globally, we care. Our responsibility to make sure that information is out. And again, thank you for giving us that up.
Definitely. Listen, you just mentioned that, that no black man should be dying of, well, no man in general should be dying of prostate cancer. But, doing the research, I saw that, statistically, we see about a 3% increase every year. And then what alarmed me is when I was looking at the American Cancer Society, we're talking about a disease that you can recover from. There's a 90% recovery rate once detected and treated. And when I looked at the statistic, I saw about, and this is just America alone, we saw about 313, they're projecting about 314,000 new cases just within 2025. Now we just started 2025. And then what really alarmed me is that they also projected the amount of deaths that would happen. okay, for something that is treatable, which was alarming. So you've already projected that we're going to have about 36,000 deaths within the US alone for something that is curable. And I have to ask the question, what attributes to this? Why is this still happening? We're in information overload. Is it a cultural thing? Why aren't men getting tested?
Yeah, I think a big part of it is, the male, the machismo thing. You don't want to talk about anything below the waist on there. So that's a part of it. Another part of it too would be ignorance, not knowing your family history, right? Because again, as we said before, if we are talking to each other, if we are sharing what's happening to us, then we can get ourselves checked. I mentioned earlier that I'm one of 4 family members impacted by prostate cancer. When my dad was diagnosed, it's something we talked about. We were devastated because it was so shocking. But what it did was it encouraged my brother and I to start screening. And so I started screening for prostate cancer. You do this through a number of ways initially. One is that digital exam where the doctor insert a glove finger in the anus to check the circumference of the prostate. A lot of our men don't want to do this, all right? But it's a way of, figuring out if something is going on. And this is usually done when you do your annual physical. So that's one. The other test is a blood test, the PSA blood test. And for Black men, we recommend that they start screening at age 40. The standard of care for the general population is for men to start at 50. But for our population, because we have such a high incidence of it, and we also tend to have more aggressive cancers, we want us to start screening earlier, doing the DRE and the PSA blood test. And that blood test basically just checks the level of PSA, something called prostate-specific antigen in the blood. And that can alert you as to, if there's a problem. And if there is, then they'll send you to do a biopsy, where they take samples from the prostate, test it to see if cancer is present. If it's present, then you want to know how aggressive the cancer is, right? And that will then inform treatment. So for myself, when I was tested at age 53, my PSA had spiked. That level had changed significantly year over year, right? So that alerted them that, hey, something is going on. And then again, with my family history, the doctor looked at it and said, you know what, let's do the biopsy. So they went in, they took 13 samples, test them, and they came back with, yes, you have 2 cores positive. However, in your case, it's not it's not active, it's not aggressive, so you don't need to do anything just yet. What we'll do is just monitor you and see what's happening, because if the profile of the cancer doesn't change, you can actually die of something else. Prostate cancer is like that, right? But we need to get at these cancers early, right, to see if they're aggressive. So in other words, are they a tiger or a pussycat, right? And then make a determination. So I was 9.5 years on that protocol before my cancer got upgraded last year, and I did a radical prostatectomy to remove the prostate.
Now, I know based on genetics, Black men and men of Caribbean descent are more prone genetically to get prostate cancer. I also understand I understand the socioeconomic I understand, not having the necessary medical and treatment options within the Caribbean. But I also understand culturally, because you mentioned annual physical.
Yeah.
I know as Caribbean people and Black men culturally, we ignore going to the doctor. Okay? Because you're speaking about your annual checkup. And I know that as Black men, the only time we would find ourselves in a doctor's office is when we're on our bed and we can't move.
Right.
Okay? And that's cultural. How do we break that? How do we break that cycle, gentlemen? How do we get Black men to understand the importance of that, or people in general to understand the importance of that annual checkup? What do we do?
Well, I think, Kurt, that program would kind of drive a spike in the listeners. I'm looking at the chat right now, and again, is a normal thing. I'm looking at the chat, and who on the chat? Most of the people on the chat right now is ladies, women, right? And that's where the concern. That's where we have the biggest. We have it here in Toronto. Here, we have a symposium. We have a conference. We see most of the women coming out. We have the churches and community center. Most of the women come out. But I think that program would kind of help. You'd help those who listening to bring that information to the husband, the fathers, the brothers, the uncles, and please go to your doctor. We have to pick up the attitude of, let us think about our health. Health is wealth. And if we don't look at ourselves in terms of our health, then we forsake our family, because in the ending of it, they are the one that's going to be suffering because you're gone. And the hardest thing is to see your father, your husband, your brother laying on the bed, just counting days.
For something that's really something that's treatable.
Definitely treatable.
That's right. So, Kirk, I think programs like these are important, right? Because it normalizes the discussion and it encourages people to go get themselves checked, to start that annual checkup, right? And start getting that PSA and DRE test done early enough in the game, right? There's a lot of men in the Walnut Foundation who've survived prostate cancer. And the only reason why they've survived prostate cancer, and they're still here 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years post-treatment, right, is because their cancer was caught early enough when it's still within that prostate gland, so it could be radiated, right, or the prostate removed, right, so that you can live, a healthy, productive life after that. And, the guys at the Walnut Foundation are a testament to that. Now, a lot of us didn't catch it because we were doing any proactive screening.
Okay.
A lot of us were just lucky, right? But learning from that experience, what we're saying to guys is, look, you need to take responsibility for your own health, right? Don't wait on or depend on healthcare professionals, right, to get you to screening. And if you have to pay for the blood tests, the PSA tests, which in a lot of jurisdictions we have to pay, then pay. And up here, it's about $40 to $45 for the blood test. Not sure what it costs in Grenada, right? But, do take the time, be proactive, get yourself tested. Because like we said, if you can find out what's going on early enough in the game, you stand a very good chance of surviving prostate cancer. And, we are here, we're testament to that.
Most definitely. Now, I know you guys have an annual event coming up. I believe it's February 8th. Can you tell me about this initiative, what it's all about?
Mhm. So even though we focus on prostate cancer at the Walnut Foundation,
Mm-hmm.
we also get, drawn into other health areas, right? Because a man is more than his prostate, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's, what's his blood pressure like? What's his diabetes situation like? And a whole host of other things, right? One of the issues that's cropped up recently is the whole issue of elder care, right? So, what happens to you in the latter part of your life when you end up in the hospital, right? Um, and maybe you had a fall, broke a hip, or whatever the case may be, and then now you have to make arrangements to go back home, right? So the February 8th conference is in person
Mm-hmm.
as well as online. So your listeners can log in if they get the link and listen in. The idea is to increase awareness uh, about that part of your life, that latter part of your life. Um, what will the supports look like if you have to go back home uh, to live at home? What kind of supports can be provided in the community for you? If you have to go into a long-term care facility, what does that look like? If you're at home, what kind of supports can you get through the government or community organizations, for feeding and stuff like that? We'll also address issues around, financial planning, end of life planning, hospice care, that type of thing. And it's free to all attendees. You can find out more information about it. It will be posted on our website, www.thewalnutfoundation.com, or you can email us info@thewalnutfoundation.com.
Most definitely. Gentlemen, a wealth of information here. And Simon, I know you're wearing numerous hats, okay? And this conversation has moved me this morning to also make an appointment and get myself checked out. Simon, I want to throw more on your plate, but I think that you know, next time you're in Grenada, we need to do something more to educate the men. Whether it's a men's forum, I don't know if we get the unions, I don't know who we get involved, but I think that we need to be, this is just the genesis. This is a start. We're starting the conversation today. Some wife, some mother, some sister listening to this program is going to have that conversation, that very important conversation with the men in their lives. But I feel, gentlemen, you are two powerful men doing great things. I'd love to see you guys bring a talk, to Grenada, to the men in Grenada. We've got to listen, it's too important of a topic. So I want to, definitely commend you guys for the work that you are doing. Keep pushing strong. I'll start with you, Simon. Any parting words? What's next?
Well, thank you. Kurt, I'm glad you mentioned that, because this is one of the two. I have two notes here, and I wanted to talk about it. I just gonna just briefly do that. When I look at us as black men, we like to party, we like to do the whole lot of stuff, but we don't like to go in doctors. So that's my first warning to the guys. Take care of yourself first, because if you don't take care of yourself, you cannot party. Period. You cannot party. So we tend to use the club, the party, the fed, the carnival, the this, the that, over taking care of ourselves. So that's number one priority. But secondly, you mentioned, Kurt, I've been trying, and I'm glad again for you and Junior to give us this opportunity. I've been trying for many, many, many years before this, even before like the prior government, for us to get to Grenada, and our aim was to get to the Caribbean. We did many screening in St. Kitts,
Okay.
and we wanted to move to different islands. Grenada, I was trying to get to Grenada for many years. Even Kurt, just this week and for early last year, late last year, December, my Consul General and I, we're talking about getting the opportunity to come to Grenada so we could talk about that same conversation. But I always get in the kickback for whatever reason. But just recently, maybe I think it was a couple of days ago, my Consul General gave me a number to contact a gentleman in Grenada. Now they have a prostate cancer Grenada. I'm on the Facebook. I send information to them. I said, please contact me. I want to send you information. I want to send you a brochure. I want to send you everything. But no one has contacted me, which is a shame. I mean, I'm trying my best. Here am I pleading to everyone, pleading to my country, Anthony's pleading to everyone. Let us take care of ourselves. Give us the opportunity to come and beg you to come and listen to us. You'll have a healthy life. But yes, still we get the kickback, even from those in authority. Sad to say. And I hope this message would resonate. It would give them some kind of clues, like, okay, these guys and them are serious. Yes, we are serious. We're not here to just come in front of TV and open our mouth, but we want to tell you that it's time for us to take care of ourselves as Black men, as Caribbean men. We need to do this. So I'm pleading to those in authority to give us the opportunity where we can come and help you. Give us the information, for us to give you the information. And I'm going to talk to you again, Kurt, on that. We are definitely going to be. I am coming down in April, like I said, and I definitely talk to you and see how we can arrange something. And it's not only Grenada, the whole Caribbean. We just have our conference, and one of our keynote speaker was from Jamaica. Anthony could elaborate on that. She have a lot of stats on in Jamaica. So,
definitely, Mr. Anthony, your parting words.
Parting word is, men, continue, get checked, learn from our experiences. Do check out our website. The resource is there. You don't have to go reinvent the wheel. A lot of the information that you need is right there at info@thewalnutfoundation.com. From our end, we'll do whatever we can to put the information up on our website and communicate through forums like these, through social media, and hopefully people will, engage and get involved and get interested in this issue, because we can save lives. And I see that when we do our screenings, or I go to community events and guys come up to us and say, oh man, I tell you, I'm really glad I came to your screening event because I was positive for prostate cancer. And I was able to take care of it. So get checked, stay informed, focus on the right things, and we're here to help you.
Okay, most definitely. Gentlemen, I want to commend you for starting the initiative, for starting the conversation. Don't be a stranger. You're now family on the Ride Along Network and on the Wake Up Club. So whether it is not just appearing in person, but whether there's a message you'd like us to convey, I want you to know that the platform is open to you. It's a very, very important issue that, we're dealing with and we can deal with. So definitely, I want to commend you folks. Definitely, if you want more information, you can look them up. Simon, what's the website address again?
At www.thewalnutfoundation.com.
Okay. Gentlemen, it's a terrific Tuesday. Yeah. Thank you for sharing this wealth of information with us. We appreciate you. And Simon, definitely when you get here, make sure you hit me up, whatever I could do to help this become a reality. because a lot of the people that are here, sometimes you reach out to them to get it started, but they don't know how. They need somebody to take their hands to lead them. Sometimes they get so comfortable in their world that they're not doing what they need to do, and we just need to light a little fire. Okay, believe you me, they'll get together once the fire is lit. So definitely, gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the Wake Up Club. Don't be a stranger. We appreciate you. There's so much more on men's health that we could deal with, and we need to deal with. We need to, first of all, get men to understand the importance, not just for prostate cancer, but having an annual checkup. It's very important. We've got to break that culture of only when I'm on my bed and I can't move is when my wife will still have to quarrel with me to go to the doctor, or my daughter. We've got to break that cycle. Gentlemen, once again, thank you for joining us on the Wake Up Club, and we'll chat again soon. Folks, we take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll wrap up.
Thank you.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians! From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up several notches, but the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Attention, Grenadians and friends. Join us for a night of celebration and culture as the Consulate General of Grenada in New York, in collaboration with the Grenada Independence Anniversary Committee, proudly present Grenada's 51st Anniversary of Independence Gala. Mark your calendars for Saturday, February 1st at the Anthems located at 9643 Springfield Boulevard in Queens Village. The festivities kick off at 9 p.m. and continue until 2 a.m. Formal attire is required. Enjoy an unforgettable evening filled with vibrant entertainment from the sensational InSync band and DJ Jude. Tickets are just $200 and they are available by calling the Grenada Consulate at 212-599-0301. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to celebrate Grenada's independence with friends and family. Join us for a night of unity, joy, and pride in our heritage. We can't wait to see you there.
Welcome back. What a very powerful conversation to have this morning. I want to shout out again Mr. Simon Samuel and Mr. Anthony Henry of the Walnut Foundation. They are doing their part, and I want to encourage you to do your part right now. This was a very important conversation. You have brothers, you have a husband, you have uncles, you have a lot of men in your life. Do me a favor, do your part right now and make sure you share this program this morning so that someone else can see it and we can pass it forward. Such an important conversation to have. It really alarmed me that something that is curable, that people can already predict how many deaths will happen during the year for something that is curable. And it's unfortunate that we live in a world like that. So I want to encourage you to have the conversation with the men in your life. And I know, we are hard-headed, so make sure that you keep drilling and having that conversation, that constant reminder. You may have to set up the appointment, but you've got to do your part as well. Again, I want to thank you for joining us on the Wake Up Club. We appreciate you. As I said, I know you have options, but you stick with us at the Wake Up Club and you stick with us on the Ride Along Network, and we appreciate you. Now, it's a terrific Tuesday. I want to wish you guys a fantastic day. Go out there and conquer the world. Remember, be your brother's keeper. Have a fantastic day. See you on Friday. Bye.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today. Are you looking to take your business or event to the next level? Advertise on Ride Along Live and reach over 10 million viewers worldwide every month. With a global audience tuning in for the latest news, entertainment, and culture, your message will get the exposure it deserves. Don't miss the opportunity to showcase your brand to a diverse and engaged audience. Ride Along Live, where the world watches and your business grows.